Everybody, good evening. Time for some more Nintendo shenanigans.
So we'll
Apparently,
try to keep it as PG as possible.
oh sure, like you really will. You're just gonna have some joke you just have to let her rip.
No, that's not usually me.
Anyway, let's go ahead and silence our lovely chip tunes and go to the ones of the actual game. Whoa! What the fuck was happening? Never mind, it was just the signal being grabbed by it. Oh shit! Oh shit! It's doing double audio. Ah! My brain! What is it doing that for? Oh, I know why it's doing it. Hang on. I'm having a moment. Hang on.
Hun, you're always having a moment.
Ah! Are you
Need a
guys hearing
moment?
double audio?
Do it over with a twig. Here,
I don't know what I did
I hear
wrong.
audio. I
Is
hear
it
game
double?
audio. No.
And what is doubling it? Ah!
Oh yes, yes it is doubled. Yes.
What I do? This is weird. Oh god.
It's like the game plays music in round.
Alright, hang on. I'm going to check that because I'm going to have a brain malfunction at that rate. What was wrong with it? The fuck?
You're playing off physical hardware.
Yes, I am. Wasn't doing this before. Unless I have the Elgato software. Go away, Windows. I don't want your weather report. Just because my mouse goes over that. Get away. Go away. Get out. Ah! I want to scram.
On the East Coast, it is currently 26 degrees with a mostly cloudy overture, with a low of 15 degrees.
Wait, am I watching my own Twitch channel somehow again? Oh, I'm not. What could be... What the fuck?
It's only game audio that it seems to be duplicating.
Let me turn it on again and see what happens. Nope. Okay. So, I'm going to... Fuck off, Microsoft. No one wants that new feature. Stop it. Stop it. We're having a troubleshooting evening. Yay! Because I don't know what it's doing. Hooray indeed. Why is there a double bar for desktop audio? There's nothing in here that tells me it should be doing anything. Unless... Is it because open capture device? Okay. It's showing. Nothing's duplicating. Okay then, maybe that fixed it. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. What? Okay, I guess we're on our trip then. So that was a thing. Maybe I had a weird setting in it. Where's full screen? Ah, fuck it, I don't care. I'm just glad it's actually working. Here we go. And Key Cavern. I hate this place. Wait a minute, am I getting video lag? I'm getting video lag. Come on, I want to do something other than using a direct view of fucking OBS! Because Elgato software is just a wet fart. Okay, I'll try playing it on a quarter-second delay. The movement part's the worst. I know it's not the controller. Why can't Elgato make decent fucking software? I'm never buying one of their cards again. Seriously. If it can't deal with something like old game stuff, why even bother?
I'm not.
Okay, I'm gonna murder someone if I have to do it on this kind of delay. Cash it. I can't win with this, can I? Nope, can't win. Why is it still playing the audio when I closed it? What the fuck? I wanna scream!
Here, I'll help.
That doesn't help. Fuzzy beesh. Alright, I gotta play it through OBS again. Ah! Abuse! Abuse!
No, you'll be fine.
Help!
What's the problem?
Abuse!
What seems to be the problem, sir?
Tiny balls.
Sir, is this really an issue that you needed to call me to fix?
Fuck off,
Doctor,
Mom.
come quick! Doctor, come quick! What's the matter? My wife left me.
I can't mend a broken heart, sorry.
We are sorry. You are unfixable. Lol, 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 lol. I'm gonna hate this dungeon. Bumpara. Yes, we know you like balls. You're a round things aficionado.
So, what's the best 2D Zelda and why is it Link's Awakening?
Honestly, I like the Oracle games better.
I like the Oracle games more if the sound design weren't as, like, awful as it is.
I didn't actually
Have
find it
you-
awful.
I found that the music was ear-piercing screeching most of the time.
Have you not played A Link Between Worlds?
No.
That is the best one.
I don't know, this game's pretty good.
No,
And the remake was really good too.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that one.
What?
I heard it overheated a lot of consoles.
Well, that doesn't have to do with whether the game was fun. Also, we're talking about the Nintendo Switch here. That's a problem with the console. You run this thing for 5 minutes and you can cook bacon on it, okay?
Well, I mean, I could emulate it, but like that's also kind of illegal. I have no other option to play it except to use the Switch.
It's not a
Like-
problem with the remake, it's a problem with the hardware it's on, and
It's a problem with the remake because they didn't optimize it for the Switch.
no, there is nothing optimized for Switch. Everything on the Switch turns the console into a portable stove, okay?
That's Nintendo's fault for making a game that would do that.
It's not their fault for making a game that would do that, it's their fault for making a console that does that with every game.
He has a point.
It's not a problem with A Link to the Past, it's a problem with the hardware. The Switch is a great console in concept. It's got a lot of cool pieces to its design, but it's also got a screen that scratches if you look at it wrong,
Look,
heat vents that tend to crack, a case that tends to crack, a charging port that will break your Switch if you use the wrong USB-C cable, and Joy-Con drift.
It's one of their it's their least durable console ever. Let's be honest.
I'm just going to say Phoenix Wright runs fine on the Switch and it doesn't overheat.
Does it use 3D graphics, though?
It shouldn't have to.
Anything that runs any form of intensive graphics like 3D graphics inherently makes the Switch heat up like a toaster.
That could mean a lot of things. Like if I put Mega Man Legends onto
Dude, it's a cell
the
phone
Nintendo
processor.
Switch, it would probably run fine.
It's a problem with the hardware.
Yeah.
Bad thermal design, among other things.
We're just saying that anything that is intensive graphically is going to make this thing heat up.
Just like your phone.
Phoenix Wright is mostly dialogue and character portraits.
Well, again, that's why I'm saying that the developers should have realized that, or realized this, and went another route instead, but they didn't.
So you'd rather have an inferior game?
What, the fact that the game's not 3D would make it inferior?
No, I just really think that they did an awesome thing with it. And honestly, it's a flaw with the hardware.
Yeah, I think the remake of Link's Awakening, I think that the only thing you can really knock it for is if you don't like the art style. Which is... People say that it's not true to the original art style. I would say, if you're turning 2D to 3D, you inherently are adding something. 3D artists who take 2D concepts and then turn it into 3D models have an art style, and they inherently change the art style of the thing that they're transposing. So, it doesn't matter how hard you try to be original, like, true to the original when you're making 3D graphic versions of these Game Boy sprites.
Not to mention, the increase in fidelity that they can do is inherently going to change the game as well.
I'm not saying that the graphics are bad.
No. I'm not saying that you were saying it. What I'm saying is, I think the only complaint about the game that I've seen that I can kind of understand is people saying that they don't like the new style of graphics.
The thing is, one of the things they should have done with the Switch's inherent design is to make it thicker. As much as people would hate that. That would solve the problem.
Another little gripe I have with A Link to the Past remake, though, is that a lot of the extra content that they added wasn't really adding much. It was more just like putting the original content in a blender and then handing it back to you.
Link to the Past?
Sorry, not Link to the Past. Link's Awakening. The Link's Awakening remix, or like remix dungeons that you could get with Dompe, were basically just... Most of the rooms were from dungeons already in the game or from other Zelda games.
Which was kind of funny.
It's like, oh, we'll just put a bunch of Zelda rooms in a blender and then make a dungeon out of it. And I don't know. That was fun for all of 5 minutes.
Here's the thing. You want Zelda Maker, there's something that's a really good one that came out, and there's also the original Zelda Maker, Zelda Classic.
I want A Link to the Past, like Zelda Dungeon Maker. That'd be cool.
Well, it's not that, but try checking out Zelda Classic. My Nintendo hasn't harassed them all these years is beyond me. But it basically allows you to make classic Zelda game. I've even seen some joke and gag ones, like Mario's Insane Rampage.
By the way, I love what Freyr's saying. Man, fuck the Switch's non-standard PDC. Yes! That is the worst thing about the Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo just needs to stop using proprietary stuff.
Like, people will complain about Joy-Con drift. You can replace your Joy-Cons. If you use the wrong USB-C cable on your Switch and you lose the Nintendo lottery, you just bricked your Switch. Exactly. They just need to conform to the PDC standards. That would make it so that your Switch wouldn't have a chance of bricking itself if you took it off the dock, then immediately put it back on, or used a different USB-C cable.
Blam.
The Switch is simultaneously the most revolutionary and worst built Nintendo console in years.
It is.
It's such a great concept, but it's
or
held
execution.
together with duct tape and hope.
And that's really doing their fans a disservice.
I mean, considering that they were like dropping GameCubes and N64s out windows to see how durable they were. Like, one of the tests they had for the Nintendo DS was how many times it could survive a drop from an adult's breast pocket.
It did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
They need to actually make the Switch Pro a far better constructed console.
They do.
They need to make
There
it
is
so
no
that
excuse to not do that.
They need to make it so that the 3DS doesn't outperform it.
How does the 3DS outperform it? Keep in mind,
It handled
3DS
it
is also
too-
far lower resolution as well.
It is far lower resolution, but it was still able to handle 3D games much better.
Your complaint is primarily about heat, correct?
It's not just heat. There was also slowdown. I've personally run into issues with games crashing, but that's just based on the Switch
Dude.
itself.
You're putting console games on this thing. Things that traditionally don't go on handhelds and their mobile processors. Of course, it's going to get hot.
I'm gonna point out that there's no way you could have run Doom 2016 on a 3DS.
Ever. At least in
I'm
a good way.
I'm not talking about Doom. I'm talking about like the first party Nintendo IPs. Third party, I consider that different because they're trying to cross all platforms.
Okay,
Nintendo just needs to optimize for one, and they seem to be failing at doing that. And especially also building that console as well.
I think it's mostly build problems. I think it's mostly problems with the hardware. I think that their design is pretty good. I think their software is good. I think that their hardware is duty and they need to fix it.
The hardware is the problem, not the games.
They need to be putting better parts in the Switch, but that's a problem with cost. But if you look at the kind of strategy that they have with the 3DS, they were selling it almost at a loss. But they got so many 3DSs into the hands of gamers that they sold so many games and they just sunk the PS Vita.
Well, Sony shot themselves in the foot, too. You can't forget that.
Yeah, but Nintendo capitalized on it by trying to get as many 3DSs into the hands of as many people as they could. And when they ran out of people who they could sell the 3DS to, they made a chunked down version that was even cheaper so they could get more people.
Yeah. If Sony wanted to make their PSP work, First thing, immediately drop all proprietary memory standards. Use a goddamn SD card.
Proprietary technology, I don't know. Look at
But-
where it went with Apple.
It's like
Fire port or lightning charger port or whatever.
They basically go like, but they're pirates! Guess what? They're a stark minority, and they're really not going to be able to eat your bottom line anyway, because it's not like they're gonna buy your system legitimately anyway.
I think Miyamoto wakes up at night in a cold sweat thinking about people with tweezers. No, Louis!
What about people trying to hack the system?
So they beat the security lockout chip on the Nintendo Wii with a pair of tweezers by bridging 2 little points on the board.
That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, they also managed to emulate the Switch. I think year 1. I think.
The Wii
the
U
Switch is already turning into an emulation machine too.
Oh, the fun thing is, someone took the for the Wii U. They had it hacked to the Dolphin was working as when other things were working to the point where you could actually use Nintendo's eShop with an emulator and buy legit games.
By the way, look at what Freyr's saying. He looks rather proud.
I would say that
Yeah, but it's the PS5 digital. Oh no. Oh no, I'm stuck. Oh, there.
fuck. What was I gonna say?
Something
Potato.
cute.
Alright, time for the boss that I fucking hate.
I get what you mean though, Hawthorne, that Nintendo has this problem where their games are too much for their hardware to currently handle, and by trying to push what their games can do, they're doing more than their bad hardware can handle.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, and like, I'm not saying that Link to the I'm not saying Link's Awakening Remake is a bad game. I'm saying that it's not as great as some others would say it is, because its clear lack of foresight through development and optimizing for the console wasn't actually put to a better standard. You didn't have to have the 3D graphics of the new remake to have a decent remake. They could have updated the graphics to the point of it being a cell shaded or whatever animated type thing going on, rather than it being a 3D model.
I'm gonna point out that people are complaining about the Diamond and Pearl remake having graphics that are too simple.
I mean,
So I kind of feel like the same thing would happen if they did a cell-shaded 2D remake for for Link's Awakening.
Well, I think if they actually animated it, it wasn't it wouldn't be having lighting and stuff like that. It was animated. It looked physically animated, as though it was one of the cutscenes of the game. I think that would be great. I think that would look awesome. And they didn't simplify the graphics. They still enhanced them. Maybe make Link a little bit taller, and animate the guy like a proper 2D animation.
I still feel like the remake is pretty solid. I think that my only gripes with it is that the additional content they added was really just content that was already in the game, just kind of chopped up into a new form, and then
Villa.
Well, and in my opinion on the Pokemon remake, I don't give a shit about the graphic.
me either. Like people are complaining so much, and I'm like, but I just like the game.
See, well, the thing is, right, is that they complained about the Legend of Zelda graphics not being really close to the art style, right? That's what they kind of said about it, really, for that remake, right? Well, this is what Nintendo did. They looked at that feedback, I guarantee, and then when they were making their Pokemon remake, they're like, okay, we'll just do 3D models directly based off the sprites, and they did that.
I feel like that's what they did with the Link's Awakening remake, though.
They might have
I
also
think that
gone back to their concept art.
They had more of a wooden toy aesthetic that they actually brought in.
That
I like
was
it.
not so much the models as it was the way that they were rendered. It was the surface properties, like the way that they reflected light.
Like, art style of the cutscenes also changed too. Like with the cutscenes and the screenshots and stuff like that. Like instead of actually getting a high definition Link in the still shots, it's still like the toony Link that you have walking around. Also, they changed the doll. They just changed the straight up doll eyes.
I actually do like the graphics of the remake quite a bit, but I understand why other people don't. It really is a personal thing.
I actually kind of like it because it kind of calls back to an era of like back in the 90s where like, hey dude, look at my PC. It's got wooden paneling. Why? You look at that nowadays and you'd be like, why? And it's like back then it's like, oh, that's pretty cool.
I think that there's also a very big story-related reason why it makes sense.
Because it's meant to be something immaterial, a dream.
I didn't know if Lorgan's wanted it spoiled or yes, but yeah, it takes place in a dream, and so having everything look like it's made out of like plasticine, plastic, and wood.
I've played this game so many times at this point, T, that it's really not spoilers.
I meant for people like who are watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Granted,
then
I
everyone else
think-
has been streaming the remake lately.
to be honest, as well, I understand the spoilers for somebody else because like they wouldn't have heard of something for a long time. You're gonna be on landmines regardless. So I'm the kind of person who gives a time limit to when something can be properly spoiled. And I'm sorry. Like 30 plus years is a bit much to start complaining.
This game did not come out 30 years ago, my dude.
20 or so,
It
whatever.
came out in 92,
Before I was born.
I think.
Let me Google it. Thanks. I don't think it was 92. It had to be like
Okay, hold on. Original.
I'm googling it. Link's Awakening
93.
release date.
Pretty close.
Came out 1 year before I did.
The way you say that.
I didn't even come out of the closet.
Okay, so nearly 30 years. 2 years off. If it came out in 91, it'd be
I'm gonna say though that when it comes to more niche things, I am a little bit more careful about spoilers. Video games at this time were a lot more niche than they are now, and the Game Boy ports of the Zelda games were not as popular as the console ports.
well,
or
I
as the
mean,
console games. Not ports, but yeah, the console versions outsold the handheld versions generally.
I think. Hold on.
Fuck off, bombs!
Well,
Also, there's a lot of younger people who weren't even alive when this game came out.
Mm-hmm. But it's also been over a
I'm-
year since the remake came out, too.
like, if we're talking like a niche game that didn't sell well, like Earthbound, I'd agree. But like the Zelda series across pretty much the entire thing, they sold all right.
I'm just saying that like I'm a little more careful on spoilers as somebody who's had a lot of things spoiled for me. And then people go, "Oh, but the thing is 2 years old," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I hadn't seen it yet," and that was kind of a jerk move.
Ah, you piece of shit.
I think it's a weird double-edged sword because there are people who definitely like to talk about what they're passionate about, and like if they talk about something that happened or was present in their life 10 years ago and was relevant then, and they're talking about it now, and then the whole spoiler conversation comes up, it's like kind of took the wind out of my sails there, bud.
The way I'd put it is, nobody's gonna blame you for spoiling Star Wars Episode 5. Luke, I am your father. But if you're spoiling something that somebody might not have seen and it's a really cool thing, like, I wouldn't spoil Fight Club. Fight Club is not a new movie by any standard, but I'm not going to spoil the end of that movie. Because not everybody's seen it, but everybody's seen Star Wars.
Unless you happen to live under one of the biggest rocks. That said, I don't think I'd want to pay that much for an only digital version. Rare. Like, I can understand that there's not many of them in circulation, but ugh, that disgusts me. I'm not saying that you should feel bad about it, but rats, but
yeah.
Ugh.
Well, in my personal experience with dealing with spoilers is that regardless if somebody tells me what happens at the end, in some cases it actually makes me want to see it more.
It's all subjective and weird.
Everybody's different, and I just want to be respectful of, you know, if I'm ruining somebody else's fun, I don't want to be doing that.
I get it. I get it. When I talk about like media and stuff like that has little to no consequence on anything, though, I prefer to not be the kind of person who wants to walk on those kind of eggshells.
I appreciate you not spoiling things I'm interested in, though. I had somebody spoil the ending of Bleach for me, and I was like, dude, and they're like, oh, but it ended so long ago, and I'm like, yeah. And I was watching the anime, which got cancelled for like a decade.
Yeah, a lot of anime fans kind of get shafted when things like that happen.
They're like, oh, you had 10 years to read it. And I'm like, but I didn't want to read, I wanted to watch it. And it's like, wow, so you fucked up, you know, my enjoyment of something because you were just wanted to yak about it, okay?
The one thing I will say is that Full Metal Alchemist, the original series that debuted, had that kind of immunity because as soon as it started deviating from the books and people started talking about the books, they're like, that didn't happen in the show.
I wonder if there's anybody who ever got mad at Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood for being inaccurate.
You know,
this isn't what's supposed to happen.
Oh, I guarantee you, everybody's like, it's I don't know if it's anime especially or whatever, but like I cannot for the life of me name an anime that wasn't originally based on a manga.
That's because you usually have to have a manga to get it made into an anime.
There's a lot that started as anime, like Kill la Kill. Studio Trigger, everything that they do is OVA.
Yeah, if it's for certain companies like that, yeah, that's the case. But for the longest time, anime basically was only made off successful mangas.
I don't know about that. There's a lot of old anime that were just originally anime.
You know what? Okay, I've kind of broken my rule technically. The Persona animations were not based on manga.
We're talking about older stuff, like when Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind and stuff like was coming out. He had to write a manga before they'd make it a movie.
Yeah, and also when I say anime, I don't mean anime movie. I mean anime like
series.
You know, an anime series.
I don't know. Maybe it's because of the difference in production value and being gun shy about it. Who knows?
But yeah, there's some things that start out as an anime, like. And not all of them are movies. Like, Studio Trigger has, like, famously shown that they can make things like Kill la Kill and Brand New Animal. But yeah, a lot of it starts off of a manga, it really sucks when a manga doesn't end, too. I'm still really bummed that Berserk's never going to get an ending.
Nope. And even if even if he did have someone who was going to try to actually do something with it, it would be ultimately different. It's not like he had complete notes of where he wanted to take it, is it?
He might have, and he also talked to his assistants a lot. I wonder if his close personal friends are going to dig up where Berserk was going to go and at least give us some closure on what the series was going to be.
I don't know, maybe find someone who could do a respectful job of finishing it up. But I get the feeling that someone would probably go like, how can I follow this up?
Yeah, how do you follow up what is considered by some people to be the best manga event of all time?
I don't know. I see. That's the thing. I have a feeling that because there is a BNA manga. I have a feeling that BNA manga was actually released at the same time as the episode. Because the episode aired on April 8th, and the BNA original chapter came out on May. It's the same year.
If you look at how much pre-production goes into making an anime, I actually think the anime might have come first. Speaking of manga that are getting animes, Chainsaw Man. It is over the top as it sounds. It's just as crazy as you'd think. I've been holding off on reading it because it seems like one of those things that would seem really cool on screen, like with animation, would really help it.
Yeah. What I want to know is, in BNA, where the fuck is the furry fandom? This fair question.
That would be an awkward question.
BNA is pretty cool, but I felt like there was no stakes. At no point were there really any stakes. It didn't feel like if they lost that anything really bad was gonna happen.
Well, I'm not gonna serious for people who haven't seen it.
Yeah, because that one's pretty recent.
That one's new. But I would say that I think there definitely were stakes, but they were weird ones.
They weren't stakes like kill a kill, which is everybody on Earth would die.
Yeah, no, I'd say that in BNA there were pretty significant stakes, just not, world-ending ones.
It's not what I wanted from Studio Trigger. When I want something from Studio Trigger, I want something like Kill a Kill. And a bunch of the people who work at Studio Trigger now were also involved with Gurren Lagann, so I also have to compare it to that.
I'm a personal believer of story diversity is very important, and the stakes of which are also so long as certain amounts of stakes are represented, that's also important, because there's a place for the stakes that were in the show Parasite, where the world could potentially be overtaken by Parasite, as compared to whatever the fuck canon was. Okay. I think that's important. I think it's important to have stakes that are both personal and worldly, and the story shouldn't be valued based on those.
The way I would put it is, I didn't feel an incentive to care about the stakes. It was like, if they lose, okay, so what? Also, the final battle didn't really, I don't know.
Final battle was weird.
The final battle wasn't anything close to, Kill a Kill's level of awesome.
This is driving me nuts!
I still think there are some pretty big stakes with BNAs and caring about them. I think that one's based
Specifically on subjective opinion.
Hello, salad.
I
Hey,
feel like
man.
they didn't give me enough of a reason to care about whether they won or lost.
But what I want to know is what's the deal with airline food?
the fact that it was prepared like minutes before a plane goes. It's very impressive.
This is getting old. Dust break, you stupid slime.
You keep
have-
charging in like when it's gonna be at a bad angle. You gotta like you gotta adjust yourself as you're doing it.
I'm just saying though, for airline food, look it up. It's very impressive.
But BNA was good. I feel it could have been better though. I feel like there's some changes I would make.
That boss is so annoying.
Speaking of cool furry anime though, I actually still need to finish season 1 of Beastars.
I haven't seen that.
I'm still slowly going through the manga.
I'm just
Come on.
sick of having to remove art of it from my Discord.
because
spoilery manga, spoiler or?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there while we're on stream.
Oh, okay, yeah, I get
You're
you.
people putting things they shouldn't
Yeah.
at all. Why do people do that? Why do people gotta be gross?
What?
Sorry about it.
E.
E. E. E. E.
E.
E.
I.
Oh, here's a fun one. Hello, Darius. How you doing? Oh, I see I'll have a nice stick. Can I borrow it for a second? Here you go.
That's a mistake. Or more accurately, a missed stick.
Nom? Nom on Foxer?
No. No, Nami, the
became
Foxy.
the honeycomb. We're not sure how it happened, but you take it.
I'm playing Outriders, and the story I've completely tuned out.
Isn't the story kind of bollocks?
Yes.
I can't wait for Second Acts 2. It's so close. A couple
I
months.
want it. I've been purposefully not listening to anything on their development because I want to be 100% surprised. God, that game was so good.
What?
Psychonauts.
Never played it.
Where's my pearl necklace? Hang on.
If you ever wanted to see Invader Zim go to a day camp, learn how to control psychokinetic powers, and teach everybody the feelings of empathy, it's a good game.
Well, it's hard not to be empathetic when you're just stuck in their fucking head.
It's only $5.
I didn't say I didn't own it. I just haven't played it. At least I'm pretty sure I own it. I don't exactly always keep track.
Yes, you own it. I was going to fix that problem if you did not.
Honestly, there's too many good games to play. And then there's ones that I want to play all the time because there's always a new thing that happens.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with that new thing. Yeah. Time is the bigger problem when it comes to games. And games continue to push and push and push for your time and attention.
Yep.
I'd like to be able to get to the point where games end again.
They did so much with the limited sounds they had, though.
Oh my god.
Oh!
How have you been doing, Lurgans?
I am exist.
Well, that's better than not exist.
So, also I had a fun time with, Warhammer yesterday. I ended up playing a bit with Reaper. And
Yeah.
ended up also playing with Grints.
How'd it go?
The one with Reaper, not so much. I don't think he was exactly having fun. But it was kind of funny. I ended up playing dwarfs alongside Grints playing orcs.
Dwarves and orcs. Next you'll be telling me cats and dogs live together.
Oh, great, this puzzle.
I am not good at Zelda logic.
Mostly it's just annoying. I can't do this puzzle now. I don't have what
Because
I
you
need.
don't have the stick?
No, I don't have hookshot. Isn't this game the first one that had an ocarina? I don't think that the Ocarina of Time was out yet at this point.
I don't think the N64 was out. Yeah, the N64, the Super Nintendo would have been the console at the time, so there's no way Ocarina of Time was out.
Super Gameboy!
I was nervous originally about the idea of grabbing a PS5, but an
By the
opportunity
way-
came up from a coworker.
A Link to the Past was the first one, I think.
Like, I'll be honest, if I could get it at MSRP with the disc one, sure, I might get it.
Yep, that's what I was fighting for a good while.
But I'm not paying over MSRP, and I'm not paying $70 for a game. It's just not happening.
Not pleased with the price change.
Yeah.
But
But yeah,
here's the
Logan,
thing. The only way that you're going to prevent that from happening is if people simply do not buy the game at that price point.
Yep.
And people need to learn some self-control, otherwise the video game industry is just going to basically butt-fuck them.
But what if people like that?
It's no Lubin with a cheese grater.
Yeah.
Video game industry doesn't care about its say for how much money they can pull out of your wallet.
In my mind, I'd be okay with paying more on a purchase if the microtransaction bullshit afterwards wasn't there.
I'd say that they need to, if they want to charge that much, they need to enter a legally binding contract that says they cannot add microtransactions, or have any sort of thing other than a full-blown expansion the size of, say, Blood and Wine for The Witcher.
Mhm.
In fact, at that price point, you should be including it. The thing is, people have been so conditioned to accepting these ridiculous prices and everything that it's like some sort of stupid Stockholm. I think that's why they don't like PC gamers so much, because we tend to be a bunch of cheapskates for the Steam sale.
Well, remember, there was that whole fight over racing to the bottom for price points.
Oh, how Epic was complaining about saying that, oh,
No.
if you discount it here, you have to discount it in Steam too.
No, it was before that, when Steam sales were becoming really, really, really common. You had a lot of developers and publishers that were throwing a fit because it was devaluing games on the market.
Well, that's because they already charged too much for it. Honestly, I feel that $60 is too much. Reduce it to 50 or 55.
It depends on the game, but I am finding myself buying games at discount at launch if they're discounted.
Annualized games like Call of Duty should not be $60. Or $70.
No, it should not.
You should be paying like $45.
How low?
And if they want to put the microtransactions and have them reset every time, $30. Thank you for the hosting.
Well, that's kind of what they're pushing towards, except that they're using the microtransaction method.
Yeah, but if you want to do that, get rid of a lot of the purchase price stuff.
Yeah. You got 2042 doing weird stuff.
kind of Sal the dragon I seen?
It's a salad.
Salamander.
Salamander? That's an interesting thought.
Well, I never thought I'd see the day I'd... Apparently he was telling me that he bought Elder Scrolls Online.
You've all heard him badmouth it constantly.
I know, and I was like, wait, are you kidding me? Man, this has been an interesting day for sure.
Yeah.
I stopped today at work. I had to deal with the
I noticed, Sal. And it's weird.
yeah, I know I don't like it because he badmouthed the game so much, and then he was trying to tell me, well, I've always liked the game. I just hated the loot box. I'm like, sure.
He's always
But-
specifically said that. So apparently they came out with some content that basically sold it to him.
Probably the companion system.
What, they made it so you have to have even less interaction with other players?
No. In Blackwood, they have a companion system. So if you don't have anybody to play with, like me, you can have AI partners come with you, and they have their own skill tree and stuff.
At that point, you're starting to take away the point of it being an MMO.
No.
Like, I know it could give an advantage to people because of that, but it's like, what's the point? Why not just make it a single-player game at that point?
I guess they're catering to people who have a hard time with finding people to play that game with, so...
Usually it's people who don't want to, is what I've experienced.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think if you simply don't want to interact with other people, maybe an MMO is not the right genre for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that, but I legitimately think it's because so many people have such a hard time trying to play the game with other friends because, well, they're either playing 14 or they're playing WoW.
Make some new friends then. Talk to people. Go outside your established friend group. Like, I admit, I had problems with that early on too, but I ended up having to get over that in VR.
If anything, VR helped with that for me.
It does. Because you don't have any other option. You have to talk.
Well, no. It helps that I can actually pet that and hug the heck out of people, because that's my default state in real life. So...
As opposed to Freyr's default. I hate these mushrooms with bombs!
Also, sorry, Darius, I, kind of left VR chat. I, was feeling dizzy, so I had to stop.
The only reason I left VR chat is because I have to mod it to actually make it worth playing.
Yeah, we understand. I played both Neos and VR chat, so...
I'm just too much of a bloody coward to actually stream it.
Well, I can understand why people don't want to stream it, so...
Well, streaming
I-
VR in general. It's kind of awkward. That and the fact that I have to rely on having a moderator present all the more.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. It's also expensive, resource-wise.
If I wasn't saving up for my computer, I would probably buy ESO to play with Sheppy or the 2 expansions I need, but I need to save up for my computer.
So, do you not own ESO already?
I do. I'm just missing Greymore and Blackwood.
Depending on your thought, position, or otherwise, if you're paying for the subscription, they grant you access to that.
It doesn't grant you access to expansion. Only the.
I thought it.
We'll need to double check that.
Yeah, I'm curious on that as well. I thought you had access to all the expansions and the DLC if you.
Oh well, doesn't matter.
Because if I had to pay for that and the subscription fee, that'd be kind of scummy.
Here's the thing. I don't play ESO unless I'm willing to pony up for the subscription, because playing without the crafting bag is murder.
Oh my god. Yes.
Which means I don't buy DLC. I only buy the expansions that I don't get.
I usually don't like the expansion. The expansions are on sale on the Steam Summer Sale, so that's why I'm not really interested in getting them.
They're not on sale?
No, just the base game is.
That's bullshit.
Blackwood just came out, so
But even then, don't they still kind of discount it a bit on the Steam Summer Sale?
for a recent release like that, no.
So, Zorgans,
Them.
are you up for some Warhammer 2 later?
I don't know. Maybe. I was playing with Grince after you hopped off, and I was playing dwarves, and he was playing orcs.
Oh, and how'd that go?
It was weird.
Kind of like how weird it was when we played Lizard Man and Skaven.
Yeah, that didn't work. Ideally, you should play the same faction. Both race.
Is that what Grant said, or?
Well, that's how you should ideally play. Boing. Yeah,
gonna
I
go
can't
back
do
to
that without the bomb, without arrows and hookshot. Because I need to do bomb arrow. Lum lum. Lum 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 lum.
Ooh, purple.
Huh?
I got a purple.
Oh, it's a purple.
You know what purple means?
What's purple?
Yeah, it means it's party.
people just... What are they doing?
At roughly midnight.
People are weird. Ah, I'm being attacked by bushes and rocks. Help. Assault.
Asphalt.
Asphalt?
I said asphalt.
Eedle, 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 eedle.
Hey, where'd Hearthstone go?
Hee 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 hee. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, 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 no.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some noms.
I'm dead.
Okay.
F.
Continue.
On. I still think it was kind of funny to confuse the shit out of you. Showed you that our Freya.
I was confused, certainly.
Huh?
I got more purples. You know what that means? I'm tutoring under Professor Plum.
Doodling?
Tutoring.
Doodly doobly. I got hit by rock. But yeah. Honestly, I think I'd rather buy everything I need to make a GBA consolizer instead of buying a PS5, though. Meaning a Game Boy with a fuck screen and the kit.
Beep boop.
The manga they did for this one was really...
I'm not mad, Windows 11. I'm just disappointed. Sad disconnect USB noises.
And one of the things about it is it's also going to have more e-waste caused by it.
Yep.
Because people who would have been able to stick with their old system are going to be forced to upgrade.
The thing that annoys me most about it is that TPM is not an often enabled function, so people who don't know any better are going to get a message saying, your computer is not compatible, when it is.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Lord.
Oop.
To stay and, quote, talk.
Wait, what I miss?
Lorkins is on a date.
Morgan's is on a date? What?
Oh, they're joking.
Oh.
Gorgons.
What?
Link sends head pats. Wow, I can't English today.
Ah.
Hey, Dirk. Get head bats.
Link, you mean? Lucky?
Yep. hmm
What are you in VR as well?
Start? No.
Actually ended up having chance in Audi earlier.
hmm
Catch those beans. Good beans.
I managed to say hi to him this afternoon.
The other night, I was hanging out with Nexalon and some other peeps, right? I met someone named Conduit. I don't know if you know who they are.
Nope.
Vaguely.
He really likes my snoot. Because I told him that I have Phantom Touch really badly on my snoot.
Alright, this part's fun.
So he just kept messing with it.
Good. You're a pro, aren't you? Well, beat it. Pros aren't allowed in here.
Proist. I'd like to speak to the manager.
I hate that phrase. With such a passion.
I work in retail, I hear it every day.
I know.
I want to speak to your manager. You'd say that like they think like they're actually going to do anything for you. I wish I could just say that and go like, you say that like you think that's going to change anything.
See, whenever I'm having trouble, I usually phrase it as, who can help me with this problem?
For that particular problem, I'm afraid you're out of luck.
Usually when you present it as a cooperation kind of thing instead of being accusatory, it tends to help a lot.
It means they're more willing to do something, but here's the thing, if it's not in their power, it's not in their power. Plain and simple.
Right. The main thing is that it's a way to say, okay, you can't help me, what's the next step kind of thing.
I'm gonna go to someone who
And-
can help me, even though there's no way you can help me with this.
Unfortunately,
I
in
wanna
some cases, it's basically, oh, you want this particular thing? Sorry, you're fucked. Sometimes it's as simple as that.
Sometimes.
But some people can't accept that, so they'll go to a different assistant who can help them with the problem, and then they'll just end up getting the same person to come back and say, hey, no, I already told you, you can't get this. Or,
Basically entitled Karens.
yes.
Now it's
So
funny
I had a
when they actually say that to the manager, and then they just go ahead and reach under their desk and put on a hat that says manager. May I help you?
I want to talk to the owner.
I am the owner.
I want corporate's phone number.
I am
This is a
corporate.
solely owned business. You ain't getting it. Get out. With a lot of those Karens, I just really want to say that.
All right.
If
Or
you're
go
your own
like-
business-
Here's the thing. If you weren't such a cunt, we'd go ahead and help you. However, since you're a raging asshole, you're not getting anything, and get out of my store.
Well, we actually had a customer we fired, quote unquote, a couple of years ago. It was the most cathartic thing to hear.
Yes, the customer can get fired.
People should get fired when they're one, keylogging things that you were trying to support them with, so they were harvesting passwords and shit.
That's
And then when they're just flat out abusive to everybody.
So I have a few stories to tell you today that happened at work.
Okay.
Little.
It was a very eventful day. So the first one I'll takes a little bit to explain. But I spent 40 minutes helping an old lady on a self-checkout because she didn't know how to use a self-checkout.
Then don't use self-checkout.
Yeah, they gotta learn somewhere.
So yeah, but unfortunately I'm the person that had to help her with it. So
I know.
So what happened was, I got called for carryout on Southside Self Checkout. So she had this $5 bill that was torn a lot. Wouldn't accept it, but she kept just putting it in there, or she was trying to. She actually didn't know how to put it in the money thing. She was putting it everywhere but where it was supposed to go. Then when she finally did it, it kept rejecting it. So she just kept pushing it. So she kept. Well, I'll let me explain. This is a story that will take a while. Anyway, so finally, she does it after like 10 times, and then she's like, "All right, come on, let's go." Ma'am, you still need to pay for this. But I just did. No, you didn't. That $5 bill kept getting rejected. Fine. So she was having trouble figuring out where to put the money at. Put it everywhere but the slot thing, right? So I was like, ma'am, it goes right here. So I put it in there. Oh, okay. She was still having trouble figuring that out. And I'm thinking to myself, this is gonna be one of those days, isn't it? I don't think $11 an hour is enough to deal with this.
The thing is, $11 is not enough compensation, period, as a minimum. It needs to be closer to 15.
Okay. As I was saying, so she'd having trouble, like, ma'am, I'll just put the money in for you. Okay. So I put the money in for her. Alright, come on, let's go. Man, you still owe $220. You just put 50 in there. But I paid for it. See, these dollar bills are designed in a way where if you put too much in them, in these self-checkouts, they won't accept anymore. I said, okay, but you still need to pay $220. There are other ways to pay, ma'am. Fine, I guess I'll use my credit card. And I thought for a second that she was just playing an act to try to get away with it. But she wasn't going to get away with it because after you pay, you get a receipt. And AP checks the receipt. You don't have a receipt, you ain't getting out of that store. So she was it had, you know how there's a security chip on the card nowadays?
Uh-huh.
She kept trying to, you know where you slide the card on most occasions? She kept just trying to put it in there like a sideways. Not sliding it. She kept trying to insert it in. And I'm like, ma'am.
Why is she out on her own?
Oh, it gets better. Believe me. It gets better. So, I'm like, no, ma'am, you have to insert it. There's a security check. Well, do I just enter this number do I just enter this number right here? No. You take off the peel and she tried inserting the back of it, like where the authentication code was. No, ma'am, you need to take it off. Like, take off this little strip on the front of your card. because I think it was the first time she's ever used this card, so you have to like peel off something.
Well,
Little-
she didn't activate it.
Why are people like this allowed to live on their own?
And I asked her, did you
need help.
activate this? Did you activate this card? Oh yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
Okay. No, she did actually, because it. But anyway. But so I peel it off for her, right? And then she tries to insert it the opposite way of you're supposed to do it. I'm like, man, you flip it around and then insert it. And so then and she didn't do that. She just flipped it on, she flipped it upside down again on the same side. And I'm like, ma'am, just flip it and insert it. That's all you have to do. Oh, well, do I need to enter this authentication code? No.
Oh.
All you do is insert it. You flip this and insert it. I'm trying to show her. Right?
You're trying to do everything but do it for her.
Yeah, I eventually just had to do it for her. So finally, I was thinking, okay, we're finally gonna get out of here. Nope, because the self-checkout thing froze, so I had to go get so it wouldn't authorize. And I'm like, oh my god, this is my day. I hate this. So I go get a CSM. That takes about 10 minutes to get that sorted out. Finally, we get a receipt. And you think that's the end of that? Oh no. So, oh, my car is over here. It's just it's this car right here. Okay. Wait a minute, that's not my car. Well, what kind of car do you have? I have a red pickup. Well, this isn't a red pickup, this is a gray minivan. Oh, okay. Where did I park my vehicle?
Does this person
There's
have
two...
this person have Alzheimer's or something?
I think she's just senile. She was in her 70s. But anyway...
Like, the thing is, why isn't someone helping her?
I don't know, but this person was driving. So...
That scares me.
That was scary. Yeah, I was gonna say. So I think there's two red pickups over there. Is one of those yours? At this point, I'm just wanting to like strangle her because I've had enough of her. I'm tired of dealing with her, right? So, oh okay, let me go see over there. Oh yeah, it's this vehicle right here. Come on. Okay. So I put the grill in her pickup, right? Oh, I got this from here. I'll put the groceries in. Thank you, have a great day. And you would think that would be the end of it. No.
I think we need some Jack Stauber for the rest of this.
So, about a couple minutes later, after I'm pushing some cars up, sir, my vehicle isn't unlocking. Okay.
It's not your vehicle.
I'm like, what do you like? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, this is like, it's not unlocking for me. Is this your vehicle? Yeah. Let me see your keys. Ma'am, this is for a Dodge. You have a Chevy. This is a Chevy pickup you put these groceries in. Are you telling me? I told her, you put your groceries in someone else's vehicle. Oh, that's my car right there. That's my truck right there. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my god. I was already just say like, fuck this, I'm going home. I'd already do that in front of her, like. So I got the grill, and I help her with the groceries. I'm like, is that everything, ma'am? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's everything. Are you sure? Yes. Have a great day. Okay. And that was the end of that. I had to go into the back and literally just scream into the couch.
This is just.
And then near the end of my shift, one of my coworkers came back from lunch, told me there's a lady with a dog taking one of the electric carts over to the apartments. You better go catch her. Oh shit. So, because that's essentially stealing when you take it off Walmart property, right?
Yeah.
So I'm here bolting, trying to go across the street and to the apartments. She stopped at some home care equipment place, right?
Yeah.
My manager's there, thankfully. It was what looked like a 400-pound lady with a nearly hairless chihuahua in volleyball shorts and a tank top.
And it was a Walmart cart?
Yes. And so I just sat there and while the manager decided to say, ma'am, you can't take that. You can't take that off the property. This is Walmart property. And she had all these groceries in there and stuff too. So she had every intention of taking it back to there. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I was coming back to Walmart.
No, you weren't.
And well, we knew that, yeah. Like, well, you shouldn't have taken the thing. You should have waited. I was gonna stop at the stop. I was gonna wait at the bus. I was gonna go back to Walmart. Then why didn't you wait at the bus stop? Oh, I didn't. I was gonna be on my way back. I was on my way back to Walmart right now.
No.
I'll be back.
I don't think I can handle any more of this.
I'm gonna bite you at this point, Reaper. But really, here's the thing. Just because you're 400 pounds or bigger doesn't mean you have the right to take it off the property. And here's the thing. Technically, being big doesn't give you a right to.
Yeah.
Those
Top
are
of
for
that.
people who can't walk at all. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that,
Yeah.
being
I'm
big
done.
doesn't necessarily mean you're stupid. So that was duplicitous, not stupidity.
Yeah.
It's just like, why are people like this? It's like,
Oh.
those are for people like with broken legs or paralyzed from the waist down.
By the way, that wasn't the only thing that happened today, but I'm gonna spare you the detail. I'm gonna spare you.
Thank you. My sanity was waning.
I have an idea. How about you just write a bunch of memoirs and then publish it and call it the Walmart Chronicles?
Yeah, I could probably do that. Yeah.
Make some money off of it. And then publish it anonymously.
When I started the story, I couldn't help but insert, it was a balmy day. I think there were some clouds.
No, they were just people.
Uncle Jim had woken up early. Sorry.
Yeah. You can see why I'm eager to quit my job.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we
I wouldn't
understand
be-
why you wanted it.
I wouldn't be working retail.
I have never heard one person say that they enjoy working at Walmart.
If they did, they were lying. Nom, 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 nom. These dungeons used to confuse the fuck out of me growing up.
After watching that video. I'm looking up a beginner's guide for combat mechanics in Warhammer 2.
You need to
only
go
pro-
through. Go
No, I've talked too much today. You go ahead.
I need to run through a tutorial on how to deal with the armies.
Mhm.
I am now finding myself skipping story elements in Outrider.
Outriders.
Yeah.
Outriders doesn't do anything new to the looter shooter genre. It just takes a lot of what was wrong with looter shooters and makes it a little bit better.
Don't most do that?
Like damage sponge bosses?
Yeah, kind of.
Because here's the thing. Sure, you have tons of guns and weapons to collect. But it sucks because the bosses constantly have more, and enemies have more HP than they have any right to. To the point where everything just seems pointless. Fucking Water Strider. Love. Something like
So I'm gonna be kind of quiet for a little bit. I'm watching this video, so if I don't talk for a little bit, I'm quiet.
watching a vidya. What you watching?
Beginner's guide on combat mechanics in Warhammer 2.
It's
Nice.
generally not all that complex.
Well, as someone who's not really familiar with a lot of this, I kind of need this. So.
Historical
Yeah,
examples are also useful.
But I'm not familiar with historical examples, so watching this will help me.
Like, have a spear wall of infantry in front of your resistant infantry in front of your archers and things like that. Keep your siege engines well away, but also have a unit of infantry that can guard them.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of stuff.
Well,
Cavalry to off to the side that circle around your enemies and then barrel through them before coming around for another run.
Hey, Lorgans,
But
what is your opinion on 1999 internet access?
it's a load of shit.
Do you like puzzles?
Are you asking me if I'm curious about that weird thing that has all those 90s websites you have to go through, that cyber or something?
Hypno Space Outlaw?
Yeah, I knew that's what you were talking about.
I fucking love that game.
It's so weird.
Well, do you like weird?
Depends on the weird. Not exactly the kind of game I'd... Granted, I'm the sort who, if was properly bribed, would probably be willing to play Angel of Darkness for PC, so... I don't know, maybe I don't have good taste? In fact, I wonder if
I
Scoot
see.
bribed to play that one.
You know what? It's not expensive.
What? I doubt I'm gonna play it if you do. That's what you're doing.
Okay.
Like, if you're gonna get something for someone that they'll play. I appreciate the thought, though.
It is time for bed. It's actually overdue for bed.
Going to sleep.
Yeah, I gotta go pass out so I can go do the work thing. My mind has been checking out lately because of
The vacation is when? Next week?
week. It starts for me on Friday at 5 p.m. at the latest.
Ooh woo.
It goes through the week.
Through the
I
entire
want-
week?
Yep.
I'm in danger!
I think I'm gonna pick up. Maybe I'll go to Little Caesars and actually pick up one of their pizzas just because they're so weird.
They're so weird. Huh?
I don't normally do Little Caesars for pizza, but their crazy bread is great.
Their pizzas aren't bad.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
do get a very good deal. You get a lot of value.
I'm not a fan of their $5 ready pizzas.
Bump it up to like $7. Get one of their
Yeah.
extra things.
And then you start getting into the deep dish stuff and whatnot. It's on the way
Oh,
home.
their
so
deep
it's not-
dish is amazing.
So I think, yeah, Friday that's what I'll do. I'll do that.
I fucking love
And then
their
I
deep
have-
dish.
But I need to pick up some either Red Bull or Rockstar. Maybe something else to mix with the vodka, and there we go.
No, don't do that. Don't mix alcohol with
Something else to mix it with.
Yeah, don't do both at the same time. Just don't. Just no. Just no. Hello, Shake. You doing?
All right, passing out. Good night.
Doodles.
Hey, Lorgans, I'm gonna go for a bit.
There you go.
Just gonna go say hi to somebody for a bit, and then I'll probably just come back, and if you still want to play Warhammer 2 with you.
Okay, go boop noses.
Yeah.
Go forth and boop.
Yeah. Yes.
Diddly, 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 diddly. Boop. Did it. Scram, scram. Boing. Uh... Eh? Hey. Gone. Alright, what am I missing? Oh, I have a key now. I know. Die, you giant water bug! And dead. That was a pain in the butt. The flippers! Okay, it's just telling me the sequence. Die, 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 die. Blip, 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 blip. E. Boss key. E for boss key. Really? I'm missing one? That was bullshit. Eee. The dumbest boss in the game. Oh, that stretch. Oh, God, it hurt. There we go. Yee. There, your road goes into bay. Alright, I know it's a little bit early for me typically, but I think take a break. Aren't feeling too good. We're gonna go ahead and see who's currently on. Hey guys? Go ahead and see. But we got 2 dungeons. Zoomy. Very much the zoomy. Oh, there's a lot of people on tonight, aren't there? What would be a good one to... How about some more pew pew? Sounds like it. Alright, so, that being said, if you want to see when we go live, you can always go ahead and hit Twitter. And we also have our Discord where our community doth and ends up hanging. So, that said, ever so much. I'm going to go ahead and just a moment. Like there's some excitement happening. And here we go. I'm just still mad I can't find a way to not use the view of OBS to play the game. See you guys later. You all have a lovely one. Lovely see you tomorrow. Noodles.
I'm not in the tentacles. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh God, who? Who'd raid me at this time?
No.
Okay. I feel good. Oh, mamma mia.
Oh, mamma mia.
Woo! Mamma mia, mamma mia. Mamma mia, let's me go. I'm not gonna. Oh, I got it. Wow. Hey, that's pretty good. I'm sorry that I'm not reading the chat right now. I'm just so hardcore into focus mode. But thank you very much, whoever read it. Oh! Thank you. What is going on here? Back.
We did it.
All right. Oh God.
Look at all the loot.